Hey, welcome into Dizneyverse Fantasy Football League. I'm your host, Dizneyverse Redbeard variant, or Alex. If you happen to be coming across us and don't know who we are the Dizneyverse podcast. This is our Fantasy Football League for this year, and this is our first year doing it, and we're having some fun, but I wanted to put out something weekly so that the people a part of it, our Patreons who joined the Fantasy Football League, have something to look at every week. And we have a lot of newbies, so I want to try to help them along with ideas of what to do next and how to fix themselves moving forward. So if you don't know who we are a Disney history podcast. We release an episode every Monday. You can find us on all social media platforms under Dizneyverse, Dizneyverse. And we just go over, fun history about, restaurants, attractions at parks, cruises, movies, characters, whatever we fancy, and we try to talk about the history and have some laughs along the way. So I want to get into this week's episode. I am solo again, and I want to get into the results for the week, and that way we can figure out, what happened. You know what I'm saying? All right, so into the results. We have the first one, which is an easy peasy one to look at. Team Kalina versus East High Wildcats. Again, not going to look at East High Wildcats because they are not doing anything. They're 0-12. They score 56 points. Okay. Team Kalina, though, let's look at her, what she's doing. So she still has players on the bye, unfortunately. It's very unfortunate, but she's lucky because she still won. She's still 7-5, despite the last few weeks not really doing much with her roster. Um, Other than that, she has Godwin, who's not gonna play the rest of the year, so she needs to make those changes. So I'm not really gonna talk about her that much. I mean, look at Sutton, 25 points. Put that in instead of Godwin. Kamara was on a bye. You could have played. You don't have a running back, but it doesn't matter because Kamara will be back next week. So if she doesn't make that change with that wide receiver, she's gonna lose in the playoffs for sure if she makes it that far. All right. That was fun. Next one, heavyweights versus 51st Legion. Now, these two people are in the league and actually are active and doing stuff. So, 51st Legion ended up winning 104-26 to 96-06. That's a close one. 8 points. That's a good matchup right there. Looks like Mahomes had a really good game and Goff had a poor game. That was the main difference. If that is flopped, heavyweights in the win this week. So Montgomery had a good week. Connor not so much. Abdullah had a good week because he had to come in for the injured player. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name right now. I have him in a couple leagues. Madison. That's right. Madison was hurt. Tracy had a poor week, but it looks like he's kind of fool's gold there. Cup, McLaurin, yep. Evans, legit is legit, maybe. I don't know. Kelsey, Disley. Yeah, Disley did not do great. Kelsey did not do great. Dell, Odunzi. Smith and Jibba had a touchdown, and Dowd had a fumble. So there's a difference there. On the bench, not much to change for the bench, honestly. So yeah, not much to change there. Not too worried about that. Did we have any players of the week? No, I don't think they had any players of the week. Now I'm thinking back at it. Don't have any notes today. I'm off for Thanksgiving, throwing off my whole time to research and time to look into this first and foremost. But I did get the slides done and everything. But looks like 51st Legion won. They went to 5-7. Heavyweights is 66. So 51st Legion's coming back, trying to get up through this. They had their best lineup available. So I mean, really, it just came down to Goff having a bad game because they blew out Indiana, and Mahomes having a good game because Carolina kept in it all the way till the end. So just unfortunate for heavyweights on that one, but good matchup. Next, we have Akuda Matata versus Team Maverick Miggs. Team Maverick Miggs and winning this one with Lamar Jackson at the helm. And Kyler Murray had a poor game. Stevenson had an atrocious game, but so did Taylor. But then Team Maverick Miggs had a running back not even playing and still got the W. Looks like Akuda Matata just had a bad week. 0 from the Chargers. Harris got 6 points. Brooke, I don't know why Brooke's even starting. I think it's just because of the bye. Yeah, just because the bye had to start Brooks. Well, I had 2 carries. Yeah, 8% snap. Even though, so people were worried when Brooks came back from injury that he was going to take some Chuba Hubbard, but Chuba Hubbard had such a good year running that I think Brooks is not going to get anything this year. Um, so I would not use him moving forward. Laporta had a bad game. McBride had a great game. McBride had such a great game that they are our tight end of the week. And that is Trey McBride with 12 receptions for 133 yards. Not even a touchdown. Still put up almost 20 points. Let's look at this. So no touchdown, 12 catches, 15 looks, 97% snaps. That's what you want to see. And yeah, no rushes, I believe. Can't look over there. I have to expand it in order to look over there. No, I can't look over there. Ugh. The app is Sleeper's not made for computers for some reason. They need to fix that, but whatever. Anyways, so McBride had a really good game. Smith was out, so he had 2 players not playing. He still ended up able to win because Stevenson had 3. Murray, that's 14.6. Laporta, that's 17 point. That's 18 right there between 3 players. Like that's, and then Brooks 0.7. That's 18.7. I mean, wow, such a low result for Okuda. Cuban Mavericks should not have won this week. And they had Jaden Daniels. Oh man, Daniels is on the bench. I assume Daniels was starting because he was the quarterback of the week. Jaden Daniels with 32.4 points. That's crazy. But you wouldn't start him over Lamar Jackson. That's why we've always told Mavericks to trade one of these players before trade happens. But dang, he had quite a week. So did Tua on the bench. I'm interested to see who had the best quarterback of the week. Lamar Jackson has 22. Let's see, this one wasn't nothing, 17, and they had 28. Could be Patrick Mahomes, actually. All right, so yeah, nothing much for Kuda because they had bye week. He had bye week as well. He still has 2 people not playing. I think it's because of bye week. He just didn't flip people in there. I don't know. Definitely could have put wide receiver in, so he must not be able to pay attention anymore. Unfortunate. Let's see. No different. Scott ended up losing to King of the North. That's the upset. But I think I called the upset last week, actually. So looks like King of the North made some. Yep, he ended up putting in players. Didn't play Pittman over Doubs, which I think I said to do maybe. I don't know. Doubs got hurt, so Doubs is not. No, Doubs is good, 78%. So Doubs is hurt. He is out. Oh, concussion. Yeah, usually concussion does not mean you play the following week, so you're gonna have to take him out. But we'll look at that later. Harrison Andrews had a good game. McConkey did okay. Myers did good. McCaffrey. Pollard had a great game. Wow. And Love had a decent game. But Stafford had a good game. Where did Noni Scott go wrong here? Mixon had a poor game. Williams had a poor game. Tillman had a poor game. Hill had a poor game. Henry had a poor game. Gibbs had a great game. Hunt had a poor game. So, I mean, that's it. Just a lot of bad weeks for them. Unfortunately, Eckler got concussed as well. So he's not will be playing next week. DJ Moore had a great game. Wow. And Ertz had a great minute. I told you to put Ertz in. If you watched, I told you to put Ertz instead of Henry. Look, 6, 8, 12. It's a difference of 6. You lost by 11. So it doesn't matter. But I told you, also said not to play Tillman and to play Moore. So you would have won if you listened to me. So I'm down. I'm guessing Scott didn't see last week's video, but if you did, you should have listened to me because you would have won. Good for King of the North coming back and winning with his best. I mean, his best lineup other than his best match lineup, pretty much. It looks like he didn't have too much on the bench. I definitely would have played Miami versus New England over Philadelphia versus the Rams. So, like, yeah, good job. Good job, King of the North. Moving up here to my game. Kind of a blowout, unfortunately, because we scored 133 points. Ugh, but that happens when your running back scores 44 points. That's because Barkley was the top running back of the week. Barkley went crazy for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, plus 4 catches of 47, by the way. Nix had a good game again. I'm going with Bo Nix. He's having a great season so far. Dobbins got hurt. Madison was out for him, but he was a late scratch kind of. St. Brown did not great, but they had a blowout win, so he probably got sat early. Jefferson did not do great. Lockett, Ridley, Smith, great tight end Smith. I added him this week, I think, for my tight end spot. Bowers did not do great. Robinson got hurt, but I think he'll be back next week. Hopkins did good. Walker did just as good as him, but that's running back should do even more. And then Detroit versus Steelers. Should anybody on the bench been playing more? Not really. I wouldn't play Mayfield over Hurts, even though the score, and I wouldn't sat Bowers for Komet. So no, I think everyone had their best lineup, and I just happened to win. I mean, take away 44 points, and I still win, but it wouldn't be as much of a blowout, honestly. So it's a good week for me. Scored a lot, and that was the matchup for the week. So look like week for 13 again. Buys are going to affect the score, so I do my best to do some quick math and figure out who I project to win these matchups. And then we'll look at free agents afterwards. So first we have Team Kalina versus Troop to Whoop. Unfortunately, Team Kalina is not adjusting their lineups, so Troop to Whoop's definitely going to win this one. I mean, look at the matchup, 88-93. It's close, even with Godwin out. So if they would have just, put Sutton or Judy in, they would probably win. Looks like Worthy is on the bench. Fryman's on the bench. Stanford's on the bench. Looks like Josh Allen needs to go back in your lineup over Herbert for sure. Allen's a beast. So other than that change, I put you up 4. So I put you at 96. No, I put you at 97. So that's good. Singletary is not starting running back anymore. Yeah, Breece Hall, that changes it quite a bit. I put you up over 100. Stroop to Whoops is really coming on strong here late in the season. I mean, projection over 100, that's a good projection. So that's good for Stroop to Whoop. I don't think Kalina is going to win. It's going to give a Stroop to Whoop on that one. And they would be projected over 100 if they had their best lineup in there, Allen and Hall. So yeah, good for you, Stroop to Whoop. You're 6-6. You should be 7-6 this time next week. And we got Big Beautiful Days versus East High Wildcats. Of course, Big Beautiful Days is going to win this one. They are also projected over 100. They have their best lineup set up. Jennings. I'd probably play Jennings over Mooney. You know what? I don't even know if I play Jennings over Mooney because Purdy's not going to play next week probably. Nah, he might play. That's a good question. Jennings over Mooney. Good question. All right, not gonna stay here anymore. We know who's gonna win that one. We got Lenny in the Champs versus 51st Legion. Let's look at these benches. London's on your bench. Cook is on your bench. They need to move to your starting roster, of course. And then you on this side have Robinson move to your starting lineup. So let's see here. So right now, this is a difference of less than 1 point. So Hurts, Mahomes, great matchup. Achane, Connor, decent matchup. Madison needs to get sat for Cook. Madison might need to go to your flex. I don't know if I'll put Madison in your flex, honestly. He's not been great last few weeks. The Raiders themselves have been terrible. 6, 3, and 8. Yeah, I don't think I would just straight up put Cook in your running back slot. That makes a difference of 6. And then London, I would put in over Hopkins. Ooh, would I? I think so. over Pickens? No, Pickens is on the field way too much. What's London been utilizing? Let's see. Yeah, I put London in over Hopkins. I put London over Lockett actually. So that takes your 5 to a 12, 5 to a 13. So that's 8. So before was 6 and 8. So 6 and 8. That's 14 difference. That brings you up to 103. 51st Legion. You need to do some stuff maybe. Oh, Robinson's going for sure over Tracy. I think so. Maybe put Tracy in your flex. So we'll put Robinson instead of. Oh, will we take out Dunsey? He's been playing pretty well. He's utilized a lot. Just that Bears offense. Oh, they're playing Detroit. I don't know if I play him against Detroit. So I put in Robinson for Dunsey. That's 15 over 8. So yeah, that's 7. That brings you up 7. Not as much as Lady and Champ, so she's projected to win with your ideal lineup setup. And I unfortunately I think she will win. I think she will. I think Hurts outplays Mahomes, especially because Hurts is playing Baltimore, so he's gonna put up numbers. He's gonna have to put up numbers. Jefferson playing Arizona, gonna have to put up numbers. Bowers playing KC, gonna have to be utilized against Kansas City. So yeah, and Pittsburgh's playing Cincinnati. I'd maybe play New Orleans instead of Pittsburgh. I don't know. Steelers are good though. Next is No Different Scott versus Akuda Matata. No Different Scott is projected to win by 10 right now. Let's look at Akuda Matata, the guy in their lineup that they want to slip in. Oh yeah, you want to put in Brown. You want to put in Chase. That's quite a bit there. So that's going to be instead of Brooks and Harris. Yeah. Instead of Brooks and Harris. Would you play Harris? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I want to play Brooks. Yeah. So that's, let's see, combined, that's 14. Combined, that's 31. So that's a difference of 16. So I put you up by 16. Wow. Put you like, wow, 16. Put you at 117 projection. And No Different Scott, you have not much to change over here. Take out Henry for Ertz. That change of projection, not much. Would you take out Cooper? Cooper was hurt, came back, played 51%. Bye week. I don't know if I'd play Cooper over. Oh, you already have some change. You already have your ideal lineup set. Okay. Never mind. So you have your ideal. So your projected will actually lose No Different Scott. And you know what? I think Kurt Murray versus Minnesota's got to play better. Mixon versus Jacksonville, though. Jacksonville's defense is not great. DJ Moore's not going to do much against Detroit. Brown's going to do a lot versus Baltimore, possibly. I think it's going to be Kumatata. I think Kumatata's going to win this one. And then we got King of the North versus Team Maverick Miggs, both 4 and 8. One's going to be 5 and 8 after this week, and one's going to be 4 and 9. This is a make or break week actually for them. This is like a playoff make or break week. This is a really good matchup. Do we have ideal setups? Looks like we do. Looks like we have all of our main players already in. And you have Smith coming back. Lucky for you. Smith practice in any session this week due to hamstring injury. He was not able to practice. Will he be back week 13? It's projected back, but I would definitely look at that. And if not, I would probably end up playing Ingram in the flex spot over him. Yeah, with those percentages being utilized, I don't think I'd play Watson over him. And Wicks should need to be on our team. I wouldn't play Williams over him. Yeah, I play Ingram over Smith. Guy, you still have Ford and Reed on your flex is so bad, but yet you're still projected almost 100. Why? Because Jackson? I guess Reed is better than I think. No, he hasn't been doing much. Interesting. Um, I do think that King of the North is going to win this one. He's kind of been on a roll, scoring a lot of points lately, and got McCaffrey back, so he's kind of rolling. So yeah, I think King of the North is going to win this one and move to 5-8. And then we got historians versus heavyweights. I don't think I have my ideal lineup set yet. Not much to change. I don't think I'll play Adams. Um, Even though his low was 10, I don't know if I should play him. I just don't trust the Jets offense. Don't think I'll play Flowers. Don't think I'll play Kincaid over Smith. Smith's been so hot lately. So yeah, I'm projected to win by what is that, 15? And is there anything on your side you can change? Ooh, Pacheco's coming back. It's 21-day vouch window. We could but Tuesday practice smart. Back in Kansas City starting running back though. He could be first game since week 2. Friday? Though he could be in store for a lighter workload Friday. Friday? What are you talking about Friday for? Anyways, if he plays, I would definitely put him in your lineup. I don't love putting people in the lineup after injury, but you gotta get Dowd out of there. And you can actually get Abdullah out of there and put him in. Play Burrow instead of Goff. Play Brian Thompson. Ooh, actually, Jamal Williams might have a lot to do if St. Brown's hurt. So you got some Jamal Brown. I would definitely think. I don't think I'll do Dell anymore. He has not been doing much lately. So I think I would put Thompson, Williams, and Pacheco and Burrow in. So you have 4 people on our bench to put in. So that's going to bring your number up quite a bit. I don't think you're going to end up beating us still, but that brings your number quite a bit and it gets you a little worried. Gets you a little worried about this matchup. A little worried. Let's take a look at some free agents for people to target. So week 13 projection. Let's look at running backs. We got anybody? Tank Bigsby is out. Ruled out for week 11. He should be back by then. He's Travis Etienne did nothing this last. Oh, he didn't do nothing actually. He did decent, but 11 points. He had the whole workload. Not much there. Timmy's come back. He might take over some more. Let's see. Spears, no. Gus Edwards. So, J.K. Dobbins got hurt. Downgrade out with a knee injury. So Edwards' workload might pick up next week against Atlanta. So he's a potential stash and see what's going on. If Dobbins does not play, Edwards will be a must start at that point. And that's about it on the running back side. Wide receiver, I'm not seeing too much wide receiver. Like Douglas is like doing stuff, but like nothing crazy because New England's not scoring a lot. He's doing more than Bout, even though Bout's out there a whole bunch. And Westbrook Kane needs to be rostered. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touchdowns in the last 7 games. That cannot continue. There's no way that he continues to go out there score a touchdown every game. But he's doing it. That's only bringing him to 11 points, though. Like, that's not a lot of points with a touchdown. But he's doing it, so I don't know. Someone's got to roster him, I think. Other than that, I don't see too many running back wide receivers I would really want to start. Yeah, I don't think there's many wide receivers I want to start. Curtis Samuel had a good weekend in Kansas City, but he was only out for 6% of the snaps, so it wasn't that great. Yeah, not much there. Tight end, Taysom Hill. Would we stash him? I think we would. I don't know. He's such a hit or miss. Gray had a decent game. He got 20 fantasy points He's at 59% of snaps. He scored 2 touchdowns. That's back-to-back 2-touchdown games. That's insane. I still don't know if we can trust him, but like, that's crazy. Back-to-back 2-touchdown games. That's nuts. Luckily he's not doing much. Fant's out. So does that mean that AJ Barner should have some? Yeah, look at his percentage use. AJ Barner is on the field quite a bit. If Fant is out again, Barner might be a sneaky start. I don't know about that. Okonkwo caught a touchdown, I believe. Yep. Other than that, not much going on there for him. And that's about it for tight ends. Not much out there, honestly. Defense. Week 13 defense. Target the Giants. Cowboys just had a great week. Can they have another great week against the Giants? It's possible, for sure. Possible, for sure. Maybe grab the Giants. Tampa Bay versus Carolina. Possibly, yes. Indianapolis versus New England. I would say possibly, yes. Seattle versus Jets. That's also a possibility because the Jets have been terrible lately. Any quarterbacks out there you want to grab? May has been doing well. 17, 12, 18, 14. He has a high floor playing Indiana. Could be a good week for him. Young has been doing better. 15, 10, 12, 16 playing Tampa Bay. Could have a good week again. Carr is still out there. 13, 20, 18. He's kind of back to slinging it. Against the Rams. Rams is a really good defense, so I don't know about that. And I wouldn't go DeVito. I don't know about Rodgers. I mean, he's going to have games here and there. I'd probably stash him, but I don't know if I'd start him this week. And then Lawrence. When's Lawrence coming back? He's supposed to be back this week. I'd maybe grab him just in case they come out and do well again. Like 14, 22, 18, 15, 24, 21. He was doing well before he got hurt. So he might be back worth a stash as well. So a few quarterbacks to grab if you need them. Couple running backs, wide receivers. Remember, week 14 is the last bye week. Also, looking at the league, look at our standings. Historians, Lady Champs, and No New Friends Scouts are all tied for 9-3. Then Beautiful Diz and Clean are tied 7-5. Kuna Matata, Shrubdoob, and Heavyweights are tied 66. And then 51st Legion and is 5-7. Maverick Migs is 4-8. King of the North is 4-8. So a lot of movement there. We have 2 more weeks. Week 13, week 14. So let's say the top teams lose, the bottom teams win. King of the North could finish 7-8. Beautiful Diz could finish 7-8. Wait, no, 6-8. Kalina could finish 7-8. 7-7. 7-7. So they could finish 7-7. They could finish 6-8. So unfortunately, Akuda Matata, Stroop Heavyweights would have to lose the next 2 weeks, and you'd have to win the next 2 weeks to even have a chance. And then points 4 is where you mark it out. So 199.97, 1,000, over 1,000, over 1,000, over 1,000, over 1,000. So it would still be hard to, if you end up with a tying record, and they end up 6-8, and you end up 6-8, they would have Kuda Matata would be the number 6 team still. But 51st Legion, if they win the next 2 weeks, they could finish 7-7, and they could hurdle into the 6th spot. So, and then they could even at 1,200, they could come over Kalina and be the 5th spot, which is nice. If you look at playoffs, right now we got projection. It's not really close because like we got 3 teams tied for first. So this really doesn't tell you much. Just so you know, there is a consolation bracket. So even after you are not in the playoffs, you're still playing for 7th place, 11th, and 9th. Yeah, so that's the playoffs. That's the teams. That's the rankings. That's this week's. That's next week's. It's coming down the wire. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait to see if you're wondering why you would care to do well, If you come in second behind me, which you're probably going to do because we're going to win the whole thing, if I have my way, person who comes in second gets a shirt. So that is something to fight for. You know what I'm saying? All right. I think that's everything I need to tell you. Not much else for me to do for you other than say I will see you next week.